We begin our program today checking in with Bryan Rose. The Niagara Community Foundation has put its support behind efforts to preserve Lake Ontario and to reduce what's called the heat island effect in the Niagara region. Executive Director of the foundation, Bryan, joins us along with Burkhard Mausberg to talk about Unflood Ontario. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks, Mike. Good to see you.
Bryan, I'll begin with you. How did this idea to get involved in this initiative come about?
It's a great question, Mike. So back in 2017, the Council for Michigan Foundations, along with the Great Lakes Water Protection Agency, reached out to a number of community foundations on both sides of the border, both Canadian and American, surrounding the Great Lakes. And they really wanted to do some great work in terms of water security, sustainability, pollution reduction, lots of different ideas. And they felt that the community foundations could really be great instigators and partners with the environmental side to really bring attention, draw attention to the things that were going on and try and get some good work done.
And Burkhard, I know that you have been involved with the Greenbelt Foundation in the past. Now you are president of the Small Change Fund. What is your role in this?
Well, we manage the project on behalf of the several community foundations that are involved. We're happy to say that once Bryan started his leadership combined with the Toronto and Durham community foundations, some 7 other community foundations around Lake Ontario on the Canadian side joined this program. And they engaged us at the Small Change Fund to execute the program for them, to do the heavy lifting, so to speak.
Some very interesting concepts involved in this, and it really involves us changing our way of thinking, the way we build our communities. If we can look at a couple of these, just simple things like building a green roof is one of them, Burkhard.
Yeah, so what we're finding is with Unflood Ontario, the idea is that we're facing more flooding in the age of climate change. We have more significant weather events, including rainstorms, and a lot of people get affected by flooding. And that's not just homeowners whose basement may be flooded, but it's also people that live in apartments, because when we have big floods, our transportation infrastructure is also flooded, whether it's in Toronto and the subway stop or the GO train stop, or even bridges and underpasses are flooded. So everybody is affected by flooding. So what we thought is, how can we talk about this in a positive way that provides solution? So Unflood Ontario is about bringing positive solutions. One of the things is green roofs. When rain falls, the roof collects the water and then puts it somewhere else. It often ends up in the stormwater system, and then the stormwater system overflows, and we have all these effects of what happens with that when we have flooding. A green roof actually absorbs the water. More than that, you can also grow food on green roofs and plants for education. So green roofs are great because they absorb the water. They have other benefits like growing food and providing habitat, and they actually cool buildings and warm buildings as well. So green roofs are great. And some cities around the area already have bylaws in place that require new buildings over a certain size to build green roofs. So the city of Toronto, for example, a few years ago passed a green roof bylaw that requires building green roofs because it's just better for everybody around.
One of the things we don't give a lot of thought to is when we pave roads that affects flooding. We're going to watch a PSA that the organization has developed, and we'll come back and talk about that.
How to unflood Ontario. Depaving. Depaving can be done many ways, but it's usually done by tearing up rain-resistant pavement and replacing it with permeable pavement or stone, which absorbs water to decrease flooding. Although giant monsters are much quicker, if you can find one. We can unflood Ontario, together, naturally.
Bryan, looking at these kinds of initiatives, doing these, I guess, environmentally friendly paving jobs, how do you convince the business community to back something like this?
Well, for our perspective, Mike, we really wanted to work, with, people in the community. And we feel like once you build a groundswell, no pun intended, of support and understanding for these sort of projects, that the business community will follow suit and they will find ways and see the benefits of this for not only their bottom line, but how can they help their own organizations grow and evolve and develop and do good things in the community? So, you know, already we've had a great partner with Walker Industries, who is a great leader in the environmental realm here in Niagara and beyond. So to have someone of Walker's caliber and Walker's name support what we're doing is a great first step for us.
And Bryan, when will we see this campaign take root?
So this Monday is actually our launch, our media launch. Kicks off this Monday, and through the Niagara Community Foundation and our partners in Durham and around in Toronto and around the Golden Horseshoe. We've also created great alliances with, you know, the City of St. Catharines, the Town of Lincoln, the Fort Erie, number of other great allies. We're going to start spreading the news starting this Monday.
Gentlemen, thanks so much for your time today. It's a great initiative. We look forward to seeing some of these changes soon.